Africa, and we're fortunate to have with us once again to talk about ethnic groups and the part that these groups play in helping to create a government in Africa, Dr. LMadu4. And Dr. LMadu4, let me welcome you to the show again and to, in a real sense, be prepared to be really informed in a real sense as to some of the real problems on the continent of Africa today. And of course, let's start off by having you to give us some statements in reference to when we make the statement ethnic groups and their impact upon governance in Africa. What are we saying in reality?
Well, like I said before, when people talk about ethnic groups in Africa, they use the word tribes, instead of ethnic groups. That word tribe, in the dictionary talks about uncivilized, group of people. And that term, as far as I'm concerned, doesn't have any place.
It's not a sociological correct kind of term
exactly.
that you would use in terms of, okay, well, let's talk about ethnic groups now.
In the modern world, when you had the wars in the Balkans, you talked about ethnic groups. When you talked about the Bosnians, the Montenegrins, and the Serbians, the Croats, you name it, they said, the ethnic groups. And so in Africa, what you have is ethnic groups, not tribes, which is very important. So we have over, I would say, 3,000 ethnic groups in Africa. And the significant thing about these groups is that none of them can understand each other's language because of colonialism. Those ethnic groups in the countries that were governed by the Portuguese, speak Portuguese as their common denominator. Those from the English-speaking countries do the same. The French-speaking countries do the same. So what you have is a profusion of languages, the common denominator being a colonial language. And that's, it's creating a lot of problems in terms of communication and writing books, even on the continent. Having said that, let's look at some of the most important ethnic groups in Africa. By that I mean ethnic groups that have at least 10 million and